Hey everybody, this is Dustin over at nerdeffect.com, and I am here with Keith Tucker. Keith, thank you for taking a minute to talk with us.
You only get a minute.
How you enjoying the con?
Time's up. Go ahead.
How's the con so far?
Oh, it's quite pleasant. I'm pleasantly surprised. It's a nice first con.
Very good. And have you gotten a chance to walk around and check everything out yet?
No, I've been chained to my table.
Chained to your table?
Yeah, see the ankle bracelet?
Oh, yeah. I was wondering what that was. Is it made of carbonate by chance? Well, I guess for people who aren't maybe sure who Keith Tucker is, who is Keith Tucker?
Who art? Yeah, he's the guy who draws art. Basically, I've had a long career, over 30 years, pushing 40, in the animation biz. You heard of Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs. That was kind of like a highlight of my career. I've also worked on He-Man, She-Ra, G.I. Joe, Transformers.
You're talking my game, man.
X-Men, Spider-Man, 90s, you know. He-Man, I said He-Man. DuckTales, Rescue Rangers, yeah, or Duck Breath. Wee! I've got that. From all the coffee.
I know. Yeah, Steve wasn't much better.
Dutch Brothers. Product placement.
Product placement.
Go get your free cup of coffee at Dutch Brothers for the product placement now.
Courtesy of Keith Tucker.
At any rate, and Tailspin, and what my job is a storyboard artist. And for those of you who may not be familiar, storyboard artists get a typewritten script. The characters are all designed by other departments. It takes a village to make an animated cartoon. And I take the typewritten script and I act out the characters, I set the scene, choose the camera angles. So I'm really a filmmaker / cartoonist. And I bring it to life. Most of the time we have an audio track that we're listening to.
Oh, okay.
So I get the intonations from the actors, and so I know when to emphasize and draw out what those actors have brought to the audio world. And I'm in the visual world. And I also worked on Jim and the Holograms.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, I make it move. It's a blueprint for what will be animated.
That makes sense. Actually, you kind of answered my next question. I was like, so what would be like, kind of like some of the key differences between doing a comic book versus an actual storyboard? You kind of answered that with the voice work and stuff like that. So, I guess what are some of those intricacies that working with the voice actors and with the storyboards? How is that? Do you kind of use that as inspiration, or is that something you just kind of got to work with?
Yeah, the way I worked with them was a little audio cassette, and I'd go, "Oh, hi, Rob Paulson and Maurice. How are you today? Put us in the machine and find out." Okay. And they would tell me. No, it's once they've recorded it, they're not going to go back and re-record it. Generally, sometimes.
Good morning, Treasure Valley Comic Con. Can I hear you guys scream? Right on. Thank you for being here on behalf of the Nampa Civic Center and Spectrum Banking Management. We appreciate all of you. Don't forget, guests, to stop at our vendors. Take a look. We've got celebrities out there signing autographs. Get a photo with them. Go check out our artists. We have a wonderful selection for you. We have the wrestling club going to be wrestling outside. Plenty of good food out there. We also have our vendors down the hallways. Our 501 First over there with our Star Wars. We have the Cylinder Man. Everybody's dressed up and looks fantastic. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. We appreciate you being here. And thank you, everybody, for supporting Treasure Valley Comic Con. This is our first year, and we are going to continue on. So again, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Let's give one more scream and shout out, yeah!
Yeah! Where were we?
No, where are we? Treasure Valley Comic Con!
I think we were talking about the bringing
Comics.
audio into the storyboards.
Yeah, basically the actors have all played out what's going to happen, and if they go and go extended beyond the script, that's fine. I get to, I'm acting out what they've done, and it's quite fun. Sometimes they get us started before the audio track, which is all kind of like, hopefully, because then you got to go back and change it, and it doesn't change your deadline.
Deadlines. Artist's worst enemy, I think.
Oh, no, it's a good thing. I mean, I've worked on many a deadline, and I've self-imposed deadlines on myself.
I guess it kind of makes sense too, because sometimes, also if you're a procrastinator like myself, sometimes being in that final deadline actually pushes a lot of.
It's do or die.
Yeah, exactly. It gets a lot out of you even when you don't want it to. But,
and you go to Dutch Brothers Coffee
and hope for the best. So I guess.
Spit take on the artwork.
Oh God, that would be horrible. No, don't do that. So I guess your wife was telling us just before she walked away that you basically draw for at least 6 hours a day. Like that's you're on key every day drawing.
I must draw.
As if it was almost like a drug or your own personal possession. So I guess what as an artist kind of got you into wanting to do artwork? Like I was asking Steve earlier, kind of like it's hard to say like when you get your start. So I guess kind of like what was your first inspiration that you remember where you were like I have to do this?
Well, I got serious when I was 5.
As we all do, I think.
And I knew what I wanted to draw comic books. And I've drawn comic books, but I got bit by the film bug and really enjoyed creating film. Some of the first film work I did was the transporter I was a key animator doing the base animation for the transporter effects on Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, back in the 80s. I did a couple of laser blasts animated on the Reliant. I helped kill Spock, I pitched in. And the last 2 warp effects, after the Genesis bomb exploded, I animated by hand, which is like little bitty increments, and you got to make a cell for each one, and then shoot each one and all. And I even said, wouldn't it be easier to have a computer do this? And they told me, you're cheaper than a computer. At that time, it was true.
Yeah.
I also worked on John Carpenter's The Thing. I animated the rocket trail on the spaceship as it went to the Earth, and helped with the practical effects with when the lettering appears of The Thing. Mm-hmm. Basically, I was working for Peter Curran, Visual Concept Engineering, and he had a big fish tank full of fog, and behind it was a powerful light. The lettering was pasted, an outline of the lettering, The Thing, was pasted on the tank. Then in front of the tank, we had this 2 mic stands with this flammable material, black material. The camera's where this camera is right now.
Okay, so about 3 feet away.
And so Peter Curran is on the T and I'm on the G, and we're each holding these long matches, and we lit the paper on fire, and as it happened, the light shot out. The if you look real closely at the T and the G, you'll see these two stick matches.
So those things they don't get a chance to cut out.
I was in the film.
Hey!
And also the first Conan movie. I was a key animator on the demon sequence. And then I helped with a couple of sparkle stuff. It's all animated effects that is done by computer now, but we hand animated this stuff and drew it all out.
That's crazy, because even some of that stuff, as I think about it, like, it still seems like it would have been like almost a very simplistic computer animation of some sort for that time.
Yeah.
But you're telling me that stuff was all hand
to
drawn, on a cell, ready to rock and roll.
Use pencils, and pens, and paper. And then, it was kind of a non-union thing, and I really wanted to work in storyboards, was really what I wanted to do. And some friends of mine were over at Filmation working on this show. People might have heard about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And so I went over there and apprenticed. And as an apprentice, I learned all the mechanics of creating an animated cartoon and the mechanics of building a storyboard. Getting back to what I said before is the difference of comic book and film. Film is in real time. It's like music is in real time. Film is in real time. Comic books, you can look at it, you can go back to it, you can check it. Film just keeps going forward linear. And you need to set up a scene, know what you're going to pay off, know what you're going to cut to, because it's a series of sequences. And but yeah, that was my start in the animation world, and I loved it.
Are you doing? What are some of your current projects that you might be working on?
I'm pretty much just doing my own stuff. I worked on a film last year, did some main titles, and it was kind of a political thing about voting irregularities and disenfranchising minority votes, and the best democracy money can buy. You can watch it on Amazon. But yeah, I'm basically doing my own thing. Semi-retired, Working union, I earned a pension. And in the cartoon salt mines.
And doing conventions too.
Yeah, conventions are fun. But I also worked in comics. I did covers for Disney Comics, and one of the things I held up during the Treasure Valley Comic Con announcements.
Well, very cool. Well, I guess to wrap things up, where can people find you on the social media?
The websters?
Yeah.
Oh, the internets. TuckerTunes.com. And I'm on Facebook too. Keith Tucker. If you see some Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain stuff, you're in the right place.
Excellent. And we'll add all those links to the bottom of the video too, so people can find you easily.
They'll be right here.
Right in the bottom.
Is that it?
Close enough. Right in there somewhere, I'm sure.
Over there.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, man. I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure talking to you and just hearing about the animation world. That's really awesome. And thank you for your time. But thanks. Bye, everybody.
Hey, we're out of time.
Woo!
Nurse! Nurse!
Yes, Dr. Scratch and Sniff?
Get these kids out of here!
Hello?